frankly, Chrishtianna, you're kind of leading the way with a lot of these digital concepts. There are going to be people out there maybe who aren't quite as far along. Can you think back to kind of what was the before like for you? If you go back to 2021 or when you knew that you wanted to improve on these types of things, like what were some of the things or challenges you may have been facing at that point that you were looking to improve upon?
Great question. Before we implemented FormStack, things were definitely more fragmented. We were using a bunch of different solutions just to get the job done, but none of them offered that pre-filling capabilities that you were talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the forms themselves were pretty rigid, meaning every member saw the exact same set of questions, whether those questions applied to their situation or not. It wasn't personalized, and it added a lot of unnecessary friction. One of the biggest improvements, I think, with FormStack has been the ability to use conditional logic, which you saw as I was selecting different answers. The following questions would change. So now we're able to tailor the form experience so that the member was only seeing what's relevant based off of how they respond. It makes the process feel so much more intuitive and streamlined and personal. And then the last thing that I can think of is another major shift is how quickly we can respond and adapt to these types of requests. So we've gained so much more control over what's being put out there and what we're not putting out there. So that gives us better chance to respond to member needs and also compliance changes.
I want to kind of pull on that string a little bit since you opened that door. When you think about impact, like the impact of this, of course, in this day and age, everyone's looking for measurable results. How do I measure the impact if I'm implementing a new software or changing a process? Is there anything numerical, so to speak, in terms of impact that you can share in terms of how you've measured progress and success with the program?
Absolutely. We receive on average about 96 submissions through just the digital banking platform itself. And so before we had that integration with FormStack and our SFTP site, each of those documents have to be manually archived. And we estimated that process takes about 3 minutes per document. And that that adds up to just under 5 hours of manual work saved for our employees each month. And so that allows us to continue to focus on higher value tasks like our members.
Love that. Everyone loves time savings these days. That's huge. So there's the benefit to the members, and then there's the internal benefits is a nice way to think about it.
Absolutely.